Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a tutorial on this makeup here. This is my everyday makeup that I do when I'm going to school, being school as a teacher, but this will be great for those of you who are going to school, for those of you who work in an office, or just for those of you who don't like wearing that much makeup or don't like looking like you're wearing that much makeup. I wouldn't say this is necessarily no makeup, but you can call it if you want to. This is just what I wear every day. I wear it quite highlighted but still quite natural, and yeah, I like to keep it really basic. This look takes me 15 minutes in the mornings tops. If you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. We're going to start off with a primer because I want my makeup to last as long as possible. I'm using the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth. This one isn't out in New Zealand yet and it's not coming out in the next release, but you can get this one from Amazon. I really like it. It's just like what I would call like a mixture between like a moisturizing primer and like a silicone primer. It's like a perfect combo of both, so it would probably work well with like any foundation. If you're looking for a primer that actually does fill in pores, I got this from Jar. I'll put her link down below, but this is the She Pure Magic Primer, and I don't know if you can see it there on my finger, but it is skin coloured just like the Benefit one, and it's very similar. This one is just slightly thinner, but it does fill in the pores, so just because I'm talking about it, I'm putting a little bit just here because that's where I have my enlarged pores. So for my face products, I generally will use a BB cream. I have been loving the Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions BB cream in light, but recently I've been trying out different things, not because I don't like this, just because I find this is a tiny bit light. Once I get my custom cover drops from Covergirl, which I'm getting soon, I'll start using this again. It's just a little bit too dark right now, but I've been loving the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation, and this is in the shade Warm Ivory 1. And although this foundation is really expensive, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, it's like over $100. You get 30 mils in here, which is the regular size, but you only use like that much each time. That's like 3 droplets of product, and that covers my whole face and gives me a light coverage. If you needed a higher coverage product, I would definitely recommend the Clinique one. This one that I'm going to apply today, you guys will see, it's more of like a light medium, if not just light. It's very natural, but I love it. I like to apply it with a brush. I find that works so much better than using fingers or anything else. It's quite like gel-like, almost like an oily consistency, because it is like a serum. You know how serums can be kind of like slick and oily? This feels very similar, but it's so soothing on the skin. It does have a really strong lavender scent. It does dissipate once, you know, you've put it on, but you can smell it during application, and you guys know I don't like lavender, but I don't mind it. So that's what one coat looks like. You can see it is very natural. Yeah, I just really like it. It evens out my skin tone. It really is nourishing, so my skin doesn't get dry or anything during the day. It's surprisingly good at covering up under eye circles, like, and just general redness, I feel like. Not so good with blemishes though, so if you are really acne prone, or if you have a lot of acne scarring, might not be the best for you, but I just think, like, I don't know, I feel like it's quite a dramatic difference, but it's still really natural and skin-like. Do excuse my chip nail, it broke just before I was filming because I just cleaned my whole room, if you can tell by the background. Yeah, my nail chipped and I wasn't going to fix it, so sorry guys. You could totally just use like I don't know, like just any BB cream that you enjoy, or even just like a powder foundation, but I prefer to use a liquid and a powder, just because that's what I like. You can honestly do whatever you want, but this is what I find wears really well on me, and I think it looks really natural as well. So you don't need to go out and buy this extremely expensive foundation, just use whatever you have, but if you want to try it, I think it is amazing. Before we go any further, my lips are disgustingly dry, so I'm going to use my new Hurraw lip balm. This is in Mint. For concealer lately, I've been loving the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous. This is not super high coverage. Again, if you have really bad dark under eye circles, or if you like to have full coverage on the under eye, this probably isn't going to be good for you, but I just like this because, I was trying to say, I like this because it's a cheap product and it is quite fair, like it's quite a light shade, so it's light enough for me to conceal and highlight. But yeah, it isn't the greatest in coverage, so if you have quite intense under eye circles, you'd need to use something first and then use this, or mix it with something else. Just going to blend that in with my fingers. It does blend really fast, so you don't need as much as you usually would, but yeah, if you look, it looks like it's really good coverage, but it's not like horrible coverage or anything, but it's not fantastic. It helps that I had a really good night's sleep last night, so, you know, it looks like it's high coverage, but I just, for once, don't have that bad of under eye circles. Some people might not like to do the whole crazy highlight, but I guess because I'm so fair and it's not that much lighter, it's just really subtle, but I feel like it does lift my face. Now for one of my favourite products in my routine, it's my MAC Studio Fix. I'm obsessed with this. I'm so annoyed that I bought this though, because Australis just announced that they've got a light shade in their new Fit and Flawless. It's coming out or is out or something, and I'm like so pumped, but I now have this, but I'm still going to buy the Australis one, you guys know. But yeah, I might use this one for at home and then use the Australis one for on the go, but if you guys can't afford this, they are bringing out a lighter shade of the Australis one. Anyway, this is an N3 if you're curious, and I use this to set my whole face. And I like to use a stippling brush because this isn't as densely packed as like a regular powder brush. So this foundation, you can see it's already taken like basically all of the light out of my skin. So by using it with a brush that's not as dense, it's going to stop it from going quite so matte. I didn't really mention it, but I didn't conceal my acne with a concealer. I put powder on top, which just gives it a little bit more coverage. But the reason why I didn't conceal it is because it's quite minor at the moment, but if I had like a really big one I would definitely conceal it, but this doesn't bother me on a daily basis because we're all human, and I don't know, I like to wear minimal makeup in the morning and I can't be bothered faffing around with it, so that's that. Now for brows, what I do is I use my Eye of Horus Brow Define. My shade is Dynasty, although I think any colour would match me. This is the one that I've just been using. I like to just fill in the tail end of my brow. It takes me probably about 2 minutes extra to do the rest of my brows. That's 2 minutes saved. The front of my brows, I like them to be kind of ombre anyway, so I'll show you how I do my brows really quickly. Let me know if you guys prefer this angle when I'm doing like eye stuff. Tell me what you think. Anyway, I just sort of take it basically in the tail area, so I'm really sparse along the top of my brow, so I like to sort of just fill it in there. Some people like really fluffy lines, but I love like a sharp brow, so I'm just going to sharpen up the tail. I just extend it a little bit out here. This brow is quite long, so I do leave it pretty much as it is, and then that's basically all that I do for the brow. This one, I kind of have to fill it in a little bit there because it's sparse. Fill it in here. Just anywhere that actually really needs filling in. This brow I do extend a little bit because it's not as long. Whatever I need to do just to make them look even. That was a little bit too zoomed in for my liking, so now I'm just going to spoolie through. Again, if I'm in a hurry, I won't even bother spoolieing through, but today I have the time because we're filming, so this just helps to blend it all out and just disperse the product. As much as I like a sharp brow, I don't want there to be any like harsh lines within the brow. I like the harsh lines on the outside, if that makes sense. Then for like my favourite product ever, the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, I'm going to go ahead and put this through the brow. I have the Maybelline Brow Drummer, but I've yet to try it, so stay tuned for a full first impression on like the entire new range that's coming to New Zealand. That'll probably be up around like the middle to end of June, just so that I can show you guys my thoughts on everything. I'm waiting for a few new products to get sent in because I didn't get the right shade in the foundation, so once that gets in I will film it for you guys so that you can see how everything works. But at the moment this is my favourite brow product, and you can see that it's just filled in the inner part of my brow. So those are the brows done. You can see they just look a lot more put together than they did before. If I have time sometimes, or if I go out of the lines, I'll always make sure to just crispen them up a little bit, but today they look pretty good, so we'll just leave them as is. So for eyes, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I do full on eye makeup. I literally never wear eye makeup to school. The only thing that I will ever do on a daily basis is just grab a highlighter. This is ColourPop Lunch Money. Take my pinky finger, it has a hair in it, that's gross, anyway. Take my pinky finger and then just pat it into my inner corner, and then just diffuse that onto the lid and underneath, and it's just going to open up the eye ever so slightly. It's like a really good trick if you are looking tired or if you have smaller eyes. It's just going to bring more light to that area, and it's just going to open them right up. Another thing that I do to my eyes, not every day, but if I remember or if I have time, I'll go ahead and add a like cream or white coloured liner. Today I'm going to use my Chromographic pencil from MAC in NC15 and C20 and W20, whatever. It's just a skin coloured pencil, and I can't really apply it on camera, but there you go. For mascara, I always go all out. I think I've told you guys like time and time again, no matter how natural my makeup is, my lashes will be really intense, because I feel like you need to have intense lashes if you're doing makeup. That's just my opinion. I just love lashes. Anyway, I'm going to be using the Max Factor X Glamour Piece Extensions Mascara. I've talked about this heaps lately. I do have some new mascaras to try, so don't worry, you won't be hearing about this forever. I've just really been loving it. So what I find really helps with clumpy mascaras is if you shake them. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I find that always means that when I pull the brush out, there's like way less clumps on it. Not that this is a clumpy mascara, but it kind of gets clumped on the bristles, which I don't really appreciate. But anyway, I'm just going to apply this to my top and bottom lashes. Some days I won't put it on the bottom, but because I've got the cream on the waterline, I need to apply it to the bottom to make it look balanced. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be right back. So that's what it looks like with one eye of mascara done. You can just see it makes you look so much more put together than going without mascara, because I know some people don't wear mascara on a daily basis, but if you're going to pick one thing, in my opinion, I would go with mascara. Like mascara even over eyebrows, because if you look awake and you look like you have eyeballs and you have eyelashes, I feel like it just makes everything look like a billion times better, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to finish off the other side and then we will finish the face off. One tip that I have for you though that I haven't done today is to curl your lashes. I naturally have curly lashes, I'm very, very fortunate, but if you don't, to make yourself look awake in any situation, all the time you should be doing this if you don't have curly lashes, but if you want to look like you haven't had really bad sleep or that you have had more sleep than you actually have had, eyelash curlers are your best friends. I really like this one from ZA, although I don't really use it much because I don't have much use for it, but it is really good for blending falsies with natural lashes if you guys are curious. Now for cheeks, I generally go for something quite natural, like pinky, peachy, browns sort of colour blushes. I don't really go for like bright pinks, reds or corals because those aren't as natural looking. I've really been loving my ColourPop ones lately, but I thought I'd show you another one that I really like. This is Blush Baby by MAC, and it's a sheer tone blush, and I like this one because it literally mimics like natural, like it's a very, very natural blushed colour. So I like to just apply this really gently to my cheeks. I'm using an XOBeauty medium face brush for this. Of course some days I feel like wearing a coral, so I will, but if you want to know my my kind of go-tos, this is one of them. I do wear a bright pink from ColourPop, but if you want to be like super natural, this is a really nice blush to use. I'm pretty much contradicting what I just said about naturalness, but I don't care because I can't live without highlight. I'm going to use a ColourPop one. These are basically the only highlighters I use at the moment, these and my Essence ones, but we'll use this one today. This is Lunch Money and it's my newest shade, and I'm just going to pick it up with my little stippling brush from Real Techniques. Great for cream products. And I'm just going to pat it up my cheekbone. Hopefully you guys can see the like crazy reflect to it, and then I just sort of buff just to move the colour so it's not just in a straight line. A little bit of a setting spray. This one is the Dewy Finish one from NYX, just because today my makeup actually doesn't look too matte, but some days I must go a bit hard on the powder so it looks quite matte. But today I'm just going to spritz a little bit of this just to help it to stay in place and also just to make sure that it doesn't look cakey anywhere. Fully just sprayed way too much right here. Can you guys see? Looks ridiculous. And then if you do what I just did and go way too close to your face, you can just take a beauty blender and just pounce it over. I would recommend though, if you're going to use a beauty blender, to pounce it in. Make sure you do all of the like non-shimmery parts first and then go over the shimmery parts, because otherwise you could end up with shimmer everywhere. So this is all that I do for a daily basis when I go to work. I think this would be great for those of you who are teachers like me, for those of you who are students and want natural makeup that's going to make you look put together, but that can be done really fast. This would normally take me maybe like 15 minutes because I did do a few extra steps today, so maybe like 15 minutes to get ready in the morning, and it does last for me a full day. If you are more oily, you'd probably need to touch up, but for me I find that my skin looks perfect at the end of the day. Depending on if I've touched my face or not, I might need to reapply on my chin. But you can always take a powder to work and do it with you there. Please let me know if you guys want to see any other tutorials. I can do some more intense ones because my latest ones have been quite natural, but that's because that's what you guys want to see. So do let me know what you want to watch. I love you all so, so much. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!